Karl and John, good to see you chaps, and congratulations on Star Trek Beyond. So look, 50th anniversary year. This must have extra poignancy, and you'll be so happy to celebrate the release of this one.
Absolutely. I think I can speak for the both of us when we say we're very honored to. It's an honor to be in the Star Trek universe.
Yeah, it's great to share with audiences finally, and to really celebrate this milestone for a franchise which has been around for half a century, which is pretty remarkable. And I think this movie really does that. It really honors the origins of these characters and the vision of Gene Roddenberry in some pretty exciting ways. So we're thrilled to bring it in conjunction with the anniversary.
It has endured as long as it has, partially because it presents a vision of humanity that we aspire to. So for 50 years, here's to 50 more, I guess.
And obviously you've got some new talent to work with, new characters. Our very own Idris Elba on board for this one.
Yes, he plays a rather diseased character.
Yeah.
I love Idris. I didn't get to work with him enough, I mean, we didn't interact too much. We had one day where we crossed over and Spock sort of sees Karl and gets some information, but he got the majority of Idris' time, which I was jealous of.
It was fascinating to see his body language, what he did with his speech and his voice. He's an incredible talent.
He's a great guy. His energy is really positive, open, and this was not an easy role to play from a physical standpoint. The makeup and the transformation that was involved was really, overwhelming, I would say, for a lot of people, and he handled it.
But Chris, how do people talk to you on set? 5 hours in the makeup chair for Idris Elba, 3 hours, 3 hours for you, Zachary, for the ears?
2.5, yeah, two.
And presumably, Chris, not too much, obviously.
3.5 hours.
Okay, right.
Massage, tanning bed,
Scalp stimulation,
waxing.
And it was Simon Pegg who wrote this script. So what was that like working with him, knowing that he wrote the words? He's come up with the narrative.
Yeah, we felt so taken care of it. He was our ally, and obviously he's a big Trek fan. So coming from that background, and also bringing the humor, he's so funny, and that's an important element, I think, of our movies.
To have Simon as one of the creative leaders of this project was amazing for all of us. I mean, it was a great evolution of his contribution, and we love him, and he's just such a unique and talented guy.
And I love the fact as well, there's some wonderful nods to the late great Leonard Nimoy in this film as well, Zachary.
It was so important for me to, it was one of the things that Simon and I talked about early on, finding a way to honor Leonard and yet involve him in the story. And I think you find Spock at an interesting crossroads at the beginning of this film, and acknowledging the passing of Leonard's version of the character, I think further drives him into a sense of contemplation and questioning where his energies could best serve other people.
He's really kind of the godfather for us, and I personally, I know Zach definitely feels very blessed to have had the opportunity to become friends and to work with him.
If there's anything that we've learned from Leonard and from Spock over the years, it's that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Yeah. And I think that in a lot of ways is a cornerstone of this film for Spock and in general.
And may I say, a remarkable performance from Anton, and what a fitting thing to see him.
It's just been a very difficult time for us, but and for his family, obviously. But it was a joy to see Anton on screen doing what Anton does best, and he just made us all laugh.
It's devastating to lose a family member, and we really should be, celebrating this beautiful man and his extraordinary ability. But at the same time, it just feels too soon to be talking about him in the past tense. It's painful. It's raw, and such a tragedy, and it's just difficult to really to come to terms with it.
I think our real, our efforts have to be to celebrate Anton's life and his incredible work. At such a young age, he was so accomplished and inspired so many people, and we were certainly among them. I always marveled at his spirit, his joy for life, and his incredible vision. He was a real visionary guy in a lot of ways, and it's unfathomable to think that he's not going to walk in and join us on this tour. And the celebration of his spirit is the thing that we have to be driven by.
Star Trek Beyond finally with us on the big screen for summer. I hope we get a fourth one, chaps. I hope you're thinking about it.
Hey, let's do it. I'm just gonna need $100 million from you, and let's get it going.